It's a beautiful day outside. The birds are singing.
Hi guys, I don't know about you, but I really think that Undertale is one of those things that created a before and after on my life, you know? It seems that Undertale got released on September 15 of 2015. Leaving aside how damaged that date makes me feel, I can't believe it's been so long short since we got Undertale. Again, Undertale's mark on the internet is so big that I find it quite hard to remember a time when it wasn't part of our lives. And today, I would like to check it out with you guys, so we can see together how Undertale took the internet by storm. Our game starts with a small kid falling down a hole. They wake up in a field of flowers and they are greeted by, well, a flower. They will act as a quick tutorial for the gameplay, and very quickly you'll realize that you have to be careful. Immediately after losing her to Flowey, you get saved by your new mom, Torier. At the time, I didn't think much about this or anything really, but had it not been for Torier, your life would have ended not even 5 minutes into the game, so I can see why people like her already. Welcome to the Ruins, the first real zone of the game. In here, you'll start to get a feel for the game. You will meet characters like Rocky, Frogit, Napstabrook. As you adventure throughout the ruins, you'll get small calls from Torier asking you about your likes and dislikes. Right off the bat, you can tell that she has a very motherly personality, and that's intentional, of course. As a kid, it will make sense to want to stay with her, so you can be safe, and she knows it, but you can't stay there forever. You have to get out so you can find a way back to your home, and so you now have to confront her. And I guess it's a good time for me to talk about one of Undertale's core mechanics, the fight mercy mechanics. As any regular RPG, you can go and fight monsters, so you can lower their HP and they can die. However, on Undertale, you have the option to interact with them, calm them down, and eventually forgive them. If you do it, then you'll be able to finish the battle without having to kill anyone, and as you can imagine, this is one of the core mechanics of Undertale, so much that it appears highlighted on the release trailer. And as you can imagine, it is one of the reasons that made Undertale popular on the internet, at the beginning at least. With that said, I'm going to keep things straight with this video, so I can release it on its schedule, and I focus just on the neutral route. If you are interested in me covering the pacifist and no mercy routes, then please let me know. With that out of the way, as long as you keep forgiving Toriel, eventually she will also forgive you by making the bullets go away from you automatically, this ending the battle. Toriel understands that she can't stop you, and with tears in her eyes lets you go to the outside world. After such an emotional moment, you finally step into this world, alone, with no one to help you, and very soon, someone realizes it too. They get closer and closer. They step out from the shadows, only to reveal and there you go, one of, if not the most popular Undertale character, Sans the skeleton. Before knowing him, you feel uneasy, but immediately, as soon as he shows itself, and you meet his brother, Papyrus, then what you get is joke after joke after joke, and it's all just so packed of charm, you know? At this point, you will be on the area known as Snowdin Forest, and after solving some puzzles from the brothers and meeting other fellow monsters nearby, you finally enter Snowdin, home of Sans and Papyrus. Papyrus is a royal guard to Asgore, the king of this land, and it seems that Papyrus wants to hunt down humans to impress him. Maybe you haven't taken him seriously due to the jokes and their personality, but when you think about it, you really are in a dire situation. All things considered, there's only one way for you to get out of this situation, and that's it, by having a date with Papyrus. Thankfully that works, and you are free to continue your adventure. For now, you now enter the zone known as Waterfall, and I just got to say that I love this area. The drawings, combined with the background song really makes it a great area to play while at night. It is really, really good. And I really want you guys to remember what I just said. It will be important for later. Just like before, you solve some puzzles, meet great characters, until you hit a road point. Undine. Right off the bat, you can see that she's a knight, and you can see that unlike Papyrus, a date with her won't solve things. You are powerless. You do the only thing you can think of. You run. You dodge and dodge, attack after attack. You do it for a while, until there's nowhere for you to run. You fall again, even harder this time. Just like before, you wake up on top of some yellow flowers. You manage to get back up and go back to the waterfall, and so does Undine. You run for your life again, but this time is different. Your pursuit led you to the next zone of the game. Hotland. Maybe you didn't notice, but Undine is a fish. So naturally, when you get to Hotland, she just can't keep up with you. And right when you reach that zone, you have the ability to give her a cup of water. She can't follow you anymore, but she will definitely appreciate the gesture. So now, there's only one thing that you can do after that whole ordeal. Have a date with Papyrus, I mean, Undine. Now, this is a great excuse for you to backtrack to Waterfall. And the whole scene with Undine not understanding how to properly socialize is great characterization, especially if you know what's next for her character in future instances. After one of the best scenes in gaming history, you now go forward to Hotland and enter the lab. In here, you'll meet the next two important characters in the story, Arphys and Metaton. Alphys is the main scientist of Asgard's team. She's the one responsible for the majority of the infrastructure found in Hotland. She's also the one who created Metaton, or his robotic body at least. In this section, Arphys will do her best to help you get out. She'll give you her phone number and make sure to provide with updates. A lot of them. Meanwhile, Metaton will try to achieve a better version of his body and kill you during the process. Just like before, you solve puzzles all around Hotland, meet great characters, and defeat Metaton. At this point of the game, the monsters are stronger than ever, but so are you. You don't gain experience points or anything, since you are most likely forgiving everyone, but you do get something. Every time you get out of a tough spot, every time you decide to take a step forward, no matter how hard it seems, you get determination. Arphys can see it, and she's worried for what might happen to Asgore if you decide to meet him. Asgore did seem to want your dead body, as seen by Papyrus at the beginning of the game. You are in the endgame, and everyone around you knows it. The monsters, they reach out to you to talk and not to fight. Sans says hi one more time before you meet Asgore. You take a step forward, and surrounded by lots of flowers, you see him, the king of the land. Asgore, and when you meet him, you see that he's a nice guy. You can tell that he doesn't want to do this. He wants to find another way to achieve his goals, but there isn't. You both know what you have to do. Asgore, with his arm in hand, decides to go all out and break the mercy option. You can only fight right now. You both do your best to endure it. You persevere. You do it until there's only one shot left for Asgore. Asgore changes his mind. He promises that Thorier and he will protect you like a family. Everything will be alright. And then... Flowey attacks. You fail. Flowey has won. The game shuts down. You try to enter back to the game, only to see that it's no longer your world. It's Flowey's world. Now, stronger than ever, Flowey, with a new form, decides to blast everything that it can back to you. But you don't give up. You have determination. You push through, little by little. You find help from the previous victims of this world, and with their help, Flowey gets defeated. And with that, the neutral ending of Undertale has been completed. That's right, Undertale has multiple endings. Besides this neutral ending, there's a pacifist and no mercy ending. And hey, if you're interested in me covering those as well, then please let me know. I would love to do it if people show some support. Now, with all of that said, let's go back to the main point of the video. How Undertale took the internet by storm. Remember what I said earlier during the waterfall section? I talked about how the environment, the music, the drawings, everything, it made me feel something. Throughout the entire game, I felt so many emotions, and I'm sure that that's why Undertale has such a special place in the hearts of everyone, you know? I mean, even now, there are tons and tons of videos of people talking about their experiences with Undertale. I myself am making a video about it, and we haven't even started with Deltarune. That will be for another time, of course. But regardless, after seeing how much Toby Fox poured into the game, I can't avoid but to feel some of that love in it, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this feeling of playing the game and without realizing it, being captivated by it, and before you know it, you have become a fan. I think that will be all for now. I know that I skimmed over a ton of stuff, but as I said, I have to cut corners if I want to make the video on time. So what did you think, guys? Did you like the video? If you did, then please let me know. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Any type of like, comment and subscribe that you give me can help me in ways that you can't even imagine. Please have yourselves a good one.